What's up, guys? It's a new day. Not much has changed in the shop. The ATF mess under the car is, well, it almost looks like it's worse than it was before, which I don't even know how that's possible because it's like it grew overnight. Oof. Anyway, we're going to ignore that and get started back on where we left off. Sorry, sipping coffee. Front end, it's got to come off. And we're almost there. What's left to do at this point is to, I think just the front brakes need to be disconnected. Once the front brakes are disconnected, about a dozen bolts and the front clip comes off. Once the front clip's off, we roll it out of the way and put that one right over there on the floor, right back on in its place, and it'll be a straight axle conversion. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started looking here. Yeah, just front brakes, which are, I don't know. I gotta figure out how they're plumbed. They're not plumb. It's not a factory setup. It's got what looks to be a Willwood style master cylinder on it, and the brake plumbing has been redone accordingly. That's a rear line. Looks like I can pull one connection right there at the master cylinder and have the whole front brakes disconnected, which means it'll probably make a brake fluid mess to go along with our ATF mess. I love making big old messes, but we're getting there. So I'm going to drink a little bit more of my coffee, get those brakes disconnected, and start pulling the front end bolts. And eventually, sometime this morning, the wife will probably come out and join me, but she was still sleeping when I snuck out of the house. So I know. Can't all work as hard as I do, and let's be honest, I don't really work that hard, right? No. Not compared to some people, so I won't complain. Anyway, yeah, let me get to work. All right, so here's a little did you know. There's, you ever seen, yeah, I'm kind of standing in the car, whatever. You ever seen a wrench like this? Not uncommon for them to be double-ended, and they got weird, oversized crow foot compared to a normal box wrench. This is called a flare nut wrench, and it's for use primarily with like brake line type fittings, which are used for all kinds of type pressure lines and stuff for, well, on cars, commonly brakes, but they're used in hydraulics and stuff like that. And I actually have one, which is fantastic, and I was going to use it. And basically what makes them unique, let me grab another wrench, is a lot of times these fittings are made out of brass or a softer metal. Oh, the camera is too low. You're looking down too much. Hold on. There we go. So this, when you use a regular box wrench, you get basically 2 points of compression. Need to free up a hand here. You get 2 points of compression on the nut when it starts to turn, where it starts to hit right there, or whatever, whichever way you're going. And these flare nuts, a lot of times, are a fairly soft metal. So a flare nut wrench, when you use a flare nut wrench, you get, a better grab on the flare nut with them, which is great. Except I went to use my flare nut wrench, and it's not the right size for the fittings that are on the car because they're 3/8 and my flare nut wrench is 1/2 and 9/16. So we're gonna do what probably going to end up being a problem, because these flare nuts that are on here look like they've been here a long time, and they've been painted over as well. But we're just going to use a regular old box wrench and probably strip the living dog crap out of them, trying to get them out. But anyway, there's a little did you know. You see wrenches like this, they're for flare nuts. That's what they're for. And why they're this way is so that you can slide them over a line and onto the nut. So, well, did you know? Now we'll see if these lines will come loose and then leak brake fluid everywhere. Oh, that one came loose pretty easy. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What about the other side? Okay, well, we're not stripping flare nuts today. Both of those just came loose. Anyway, yeah. That's what we got. That's, flare nut wrench and flare nuts, brake systems, high pressure systems. Anyway, I guess I need to get another flare nut wrench so I can have 3/8 eventually.
Hey YouTube.
Hey, look who's finally awake.
My husband's amazing and let me sleep in. So, but I'm here. I'm ready to work. We almost got the front end completely off, just a couple more bolts. Yeah. So, I'm here. I'm ready to work. I'm dying in the heat, but I'm here. I'm a trooper.
I don't know if she's ready to work, but she's hanging out at least. Still drinking coffee.
Hey, I walked in here and said, what do you need help with, and put my coffee down. What more do you want?
7 a.m. alarm clock. Get things going.
So why didn't you wake me up?
That's not my job.
I think it's his job. But we're almost there. Got a couple more bolts. Pull the front end off. And we'll keep moving forward. Today, obviously, we got 124 days now. So we're counting down. We're getting moving. We'll see how far we can get today. I will.
You didn't update the board.
I will.
Update it right now.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
All right.
My whole timeline, everything's getting thrown off right now.
We'll get back. We are on our last bolt for the front end.
One more bolt.
I swear, Cole wants a front end graveyard because this is going to be our fourth.
This will be the fourth one.
This will be the fourth one. So, if anybody wants a front end, just let us know.
That's going to be a pain to get out of there.
Of course, the last bolt, it's a pain.
Well, I mean, it's just because it's bound up. Oh, okay, it's free. I need to get out of the death trap before it falls on me. All right, and away we go. Oh, body shim. No big deal. It kind of wants to go.
And another one bites the dust. Bump, bump, bump. Another one bites the dust.
Did not. I think it needed a brake job.
Hey, that was my seat.
Well, if you hadn't noticed, it could have moved out of the way. All right. Now the fun part of putting it back together. Ah, so much room for activities.
Does everybody see this? Now we can get a good shot
Whoa.
of Cole's mess from last night.
I already told them this morning when I came out here that seems to be getting worse under there. We're just going to continue to ignore it.
All right. One step closer, huh?
One step.
One step closer.
Here in a little bit, it'll be back on the wheels. Like that. Which is way lighter than that.
Cheese and crackers, honey.
What?
Put death traps.
You're cutting my head off.
Good.
You gotta work on your filming.
Well, if you didn't leave me death traps that I'm tripping over.
You have to look where you're walking. This is a shop. You're responsible for your own feet.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna bolt this up and we'll get back to it.
I gotta get the steering column out first.
We'll hop to it.
I know.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
I'm getting there. Look, I got her to do some work. Actually, she kind of wanted to do this part. What are you doing?
I am taking off the steering wheel so we can take out the steering column.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You done yet?
Yeah, let's go racing.
I think this isn't gonna work so hot for two-wheel racing.
What are you talking about? Shake and bake.
Now you gotta get the big one in the middle.
What the?
Yeah, I gave you the other tool you needed.
You set me up for failure. That's what you did.
I did not. I got you the right tools. What's going on there? You got it? Is it going? Oh, there you go.
Guess what? We're going off-road.
Yeah, you're off the road, all right. You can just throw it on the floor.
With all your other pieces and parts you have.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Seeing as that hasn't just fallen out on its own yet, you're gonna need a thumpy stick.
You need a flathead?
What do you need a flathead for? No, that doesn't have to go anywhere right now. You just need the shaft to come out of the middle. Hey, nope, don't need those right now either.
Why do I need the bonky stick?
Okay, what we're gonna do,
Right there?
you're gonna whack it right there.
Ready?
Are you ready?
Ready? It's not gonna fall on me, is it?
It's gonna scare you.
No. Anything else?
No, that shaft has to go all the way out through the bottom. There you go.
I got a spring. Does that go to this?
You can just leave it on the floor. It's part of that, but all of that's going to end up going. Get away from me.
You.
Get away from me.
Here.
All of that's going to go away. All right, so if you don't know why we had to do that, the steering gearbox on a Chevy II is one and the same with the shaft that goes up the steering column. So you got to remove this to go to any sort of aftermarket steering arrangement, regardless of what front end. We had to do the same thing over there on the wagon. What you can do is if you really want to keep the stock column, is you can cut this off right down here, right above, right there where I'm kind of pointing, right above the gearbox, cut the gearbox off, reshape the end of the shaft to accept a coupler, and then you can put an intermediate shaft, whatever your final steering arrangement's gonna be. But we're probably not gonna do that. I'm probably gonna put a nicer steering column in the car rather than keep the factory one. But for now, the factory one can stay in the car because it's no longer gonna hold us up from putting the front end on. So, good job. Well, you ready?
Nope. But I'll do it.
For my muscles work.
Every time you left you listen.
Yeah, just like anything else. You ready?
No.
You're not ready.
Let me get it up a little bit.
That's it.
Okay.
You can get it up a little bit? Did you get it up?
Yeah, got it up.
Probably gonna need to go higher than that. There you go. Not exactly right. You almost there?
Can you feel it?
No, I need to come stick a bolt in.
Which one?
Down there on the floor.
Up a little bit.
That jack's too high. Don't fall. All right, on the back of that bolt,
Yeah?
put a safety net on. Just has to go like one turn, one or two turns off of the bolt.
It's not through all the way, so I can't. Well, okay, maybe I can. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on.
Just gotta get it started.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Now that won't fall off. On the other side. Alright. Up.
Got it.
There we go.
See, that wasn't bad.
I'm sweating.
You made it sound so awful.
No, I didn't make it sound awful. It's just not exactly light.
What are you talking about? Light as a feather.
Yeah, okay.
Work your muscles.
Okay.
Work your muscles.
Alright. I put 4 bolts in. It goes bolt, washer, nut.
No. Bolt, washer, bolt.
See what I'm putting up with?
Oh, it's getting hot.
Yeah, it's getting hot, so we gotta just get it clipping. So what we've got is I took and squared the frame up, put frame rails basically out here in the front, which it reads 2.3 right now, but I squared them up with the rails underneath the car within 1 degree on both sides. Excuse me. It's probably about as good as we're going to be able to get, and I can live with that. And then we slid the axle in underneath there, and I know that the caster angle is a real big deal in making sure that the vehicle is drivable with a straight axle. And from the information I looked up, for something to be streetable without death wobble, whenever you hit a little bit of bump, you want 7 to 10 degrees of caster angle in the front end. Now, I can't exactly set that perfect right now, or, you know, because there's not enough weight on it. The suspension's not compressed onto the axle, and when the leaf spring's compressed, they're going to change the caster angle a little bit. So we'll probably have to come back and, well, not probably, but we will have to come back and recheck this. But right now, the caster angle, granted, well, let's see, how close you can go ride height. Where's a wheel at? Let's see. Hold on, I gotta roll a wheel over there. See where we're at in relationship to ride height. And I'll have to put this on a block so that it's close. Well, I wonder how, I gotta check how tall this tire is too. See if this is what we're gonna run. Hey, I'd say you could fall over. Ow, fucker. The tape measure just cut me. Son of a bitch.
What did you do to the tape measure?
So this is about a 26-inch tall tire, so that's pretty close to what we're gonna run. We want that. How many blocks do I need to set that up so that it? Well, so the reason I need blocks, look over here, is I've got the rear end up in the air because it's on jack stands back here as well. Let's see, this is. Oh, that's only a 24-inch, so once we go to a 27, that's going to come up 1.5 inches. And we got, what, 3 inches, so we need 1 bolt. Because that's going to come up a little bit once we put the bigger tire on it. But this is about 1.5 inches. Oh man, I am bleeding. Son of a gun. So we'll eyeball this onto the center of the spindle. Needs to go up. A little bit more. All right, that's pretty close. So now we're pretty close to what chassis ride height will be. Straighten that back out. And we've got a caster angle of 9.5 degrees. So once the weight gets on here and the spring starts to flatten out, it's going to extend to the rear, which is going to pull a little bit of caster angle out of it. And I don't know how much. I don't know if it's going to drop 0.5 degree, a whole degree, or even more. But I anticipate that we're going to lose some caster angle once the weight's on there. If it becomes an issue, I did only partially weld the axle at this point because I know that that's got to be rechecked and I don't want to have to cut the whole weld out. That kind of hurts. It's
like
got,
a paper cut.
It's got, you know, it's stinging and bleeding.
Yep. It's like a paper cut.
Fucking damn tape measure cut.
You need a
pardon my French. I'm sorry for the F-bombs. But yeah, I only partially welded. I put about a 1/2 inch of weld on either side of the perch mounts for both sides of the axle. And that's where we're at there, but this will should give us enough strength in supporting the axle to be able to put the spindles on, put wheels and tires on it, and move the car around the shop with the wheel dollies so that we can free up space and maybe clean up the disaster that's under the car currently. Don't keep showing them that mess. It's terrible. Anyway, but I'm gonna do a quick check and see if our spot welds are gonna, or our short welds are gonna hold. By all means, nothing should happen, right? Right? And unless that weld is totally crap. It helped. So we're good. Anyway, we're gonna get the spindles or put the rotors back on. Then we can stick some wheels and tires on this and actually set it on the ground. Yeah. Right? Right?
Go get a Band-Aid.
I need a Band-Aid. Well guys, it has been a long weekend and you can see that it's still daylight out, but it's late in the afternoon on Sunday and I'm burnt out. So I'm calling it because work starts tomorrow. But look at it. Look at it. Freaking awesome. Swapped the front end in a weekend. The front sheet metal is just loosely hung on there. There's a lot of work to be done up under here. Let's just say there was some things I found that just aren't that great. Things I missed when I was looking the car over to purchase it. Maybe, probably, most likely because I was excited about getting the car. And I still don't think it was a bad idea, but there's some work that needs to be done up under the tunnel where some cutting was done on. That needs to be patched up a little bit better. Found some patchwork that probably could be redone on the passenger floor pan as well. But nothing that's end of the world type of stuff. Wiring harness, I was able to keep that all intact. It needs a little bit of cleanup work done on that as well, which we'll do as we start putting it back together. But overall, I mean, it really wasn't too bad. And then the motor's sitting right here. We got some work to do with that as well to make sure we don't have any issues when we put it back together. There's some leaks to address. As far as performance, time permitting before the event, if we make really good progress on everything, we might see about making a few changes to the motor that will be geared towards what's needed for us to put the car on the road as a driver, not just as a race car. But that's all time permitting. But it is a lot of work. But the front end is on right now. If you can look down in here, I think it's a decent angle, I guess. I don't have the steering gearbox yet. I need to order one of those up. And so I've got the crossbar in. I've got the wrong arms for the spindles, so I can't quite have that set up properly. So I'll have to get the right ones on there. They're for, I don't know. I'm not smart enough on that. I don't know what I goofed up on. Whatever the case, the only way that the spindle arms fit was for the arm coming off the gearbox to go to the driver's side, and it's not supposed to be that way. We want cross steer because the steering gearbox is going to go on the driver's side frame rail, basically right there underneath where that bolt tray is, a little bit forward of that. And we want a cross arm that comes over to the passenger side front wheel or the right side front wheel for the drag link, or the whatever you want to call that bar. The one that goes from the steering gearbox to the wheel, we want that one to be a crossbar coming across the chassis. Longer is better in that case. Helps reduce bump steer. So we'll have to get some different little arms for the spindles that are correct for that configuration. I gotta look it up. Apparently I goofed up. I thought I had the right ones, but I guess not. This front clip is the Speedway gasser front clip conversion for a Chevy II. And if you buy the whole kit, it comes with all of those bits and bobs. But I didn't buy the whole kit. I actually got the front clip miscellaneous and some random stuff at a swap meet, not this year, but last year down in Texas. And it was incomplete, but it was a really good deal. I think if I remember right, I only paid $300. So I'm still well ahead on that, even having to collect up some of the missing bits. I just got to make sure I get the right ones, because you don't want to spend a ton of money buying the wrong parts, right? But it's on there, everything's lined out, it's squared up with the chassis, and as you can see, I think, hold on, I can't tell, there we go. Well, it sits like a gasser. The front's pretty high. I'm still really torn as to whether or not I want to get a drop axle. Right now it's got there's standard straight axle in it. I'm considering a 2-inch drop axle, but I'm not sure. There's still more weight to be put on the car and that will bring the front down a little bit, or should bring the front of it down, bring in elevation maybe about 1 inch once the drivetrain's in it, which might change my mind about whether or not I put a drop axle in it. So I'm not gonna make that decision until I put weight on it, until the drivetrain's all in it. So who knows, maybe we'll be making last minute changes, maybe we won't. But overall, not bad for a weekend, right? Not bad for a weekend with a bunch of hand tools. Me and the wife just wrenching away at it. I'm pretty happy with it. Outback, that's again, those are a 28-10-50 on a 15-inch wheel. Not what I'm actually going to run. I'm probably going to run 27s. I think that's going to work out better for me in gearing, and it'll be a little bit better in fitment than the 28s. 28s, they do work, and there is a little bit more room that I could trim out more to make a 28 not have any clearance issues, but right now they're right there. So, but I think a 27 is probably the right size tire from what I've been looking at as far as gear ratios, speeds, highway speeds, track speeds, that sort of stuff. Pretty sure a 27 is about where I want to be for both the track tire and the highway tire. We'll see. I don't know. I may go as small as a 26 for the track tire, just to help with getting a little bit more bottom end out of it, and run a 27-inch tall street tire. But I don't know. That's all stuff that's going to be sorted out down the road. That's not, those decisions haven't been made yet. The front is pretty much the size I'm going to run there. It's about a 25-inch tall tire, and I think that's probably perfect. So I can go ahead and get some wheels ordered, see about getting some wheels ordered, see if I can decide on what I want, because I've been real back and forth about what I want to run for front runners. But it's about the right size. So it's going to be about that size. But yeah, so now the tedious work all starts, which is, like I said, there's some repair work that needs to be done on the firewall up in the tunnel area, the wiring, the plumbing. Oh, I got to get brakes. I don't have a brake set up for it right now. As you saw in the video, it does have brake rotors on it. Those are just some 5-lug disc brake rotors that I had that fit the spindle. So I put them on there, but I'm going to get a whole brake package for it, where it'll have all fresh stuff, because I don't have any of the brackets for the calipers or anything. So I'll just get a complete kit. I think they're about $300 for a full kit of all new brake stuff for the front end. So that's what we're going to do. The master cylinder is probably going to stay the same one that's in there. We got to get a steering column. I don't know. The list goes on. I'll have to actually sit down and start making a list for this car of everything that's needed. But I think we're well on our way. Super excited. I may not seem like I'm super excited because it's hot and I'm tired and I'm worn out, but I'm super excited about this. I'm pumped to actually finally have what I can truly call is a gasser. We're radius wheel wells out back, 9-inch rear end, straight axle front. It's not a driver yet, but it is a gasser at this point. It fits the definition correctly. It's got the right look. Well, we got a lot. We're gonna it's going to get a little bit of different paint stuff going on at some point too when we get there, but it's right. It's what we were after, and I think it's going to be a super fun car. There's just, you know, a lot of work to do, and about 4 months to do it, which accounts for 4 months, 4 weekends a month, 16 weekends. I don't know, that should be enough time. I don't see why that won't be enough time. Parts availability might be our biggest problem. I'm hoping with as much time as we have that parts availability won't be an issue. We'll be able to get what we need in a timely manner to make it happen. But you know, you never know. That's just the way things are. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't heard of No Name Nationals, look it up. Do a couple of YouTube searches. There's lots of good information on there. And as we wind up to go to No Name this year, I'm really hoping to meet some of the other fellow YouTube automotive enthusiasts. I don't know, maybe I'll see about pinging a few random ones on the good old YouTube, leave some comments, maybe dial up some grudge races, even though I have no clue what we're going to be able to do because we got no engine. But you know, it'll be fun either way. I know we're going to have a good time. We're excited for it, and it'll be freaking awesome to actually have this car together and be able to go out there and do a little bit of racing, have some fun, and be able to enjoy having my very own gasser. This has been a dream project of mine for a long time, to build a gasser, and to do it out of a Chevy II is just perfect because I absolutely love Chevy IIs. If you didn't know, you know, one there, the wagon over there, this one, the Mordor. Yeah, I kind of got a thing for Chevy IIs. So that's going to do it for this video. We'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know if it'll be on this car or if it'll be on that car. We'll be working on one of these two for sure. But I don't know, with how much limited time we have, the focus might change to this car unless we're cut high and dry, which is kind of a shame because I really did want to have that one back together to enjoy this summer. But getting this going for No Name Nationals kind of matters. So I don't know, maybe I just need to find more time out in the shop. If only I didn't have to adult. Dang it. Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one.